Some people are so afraid of failure that they never even take the first step. They might think that they're not ready yet, or they're not deserving, or it's for someone else. And that's why they don't take that step, because it's not for me, I'm going to fail. So there's 4 key concepts that if you understand, you'll be able to understand yourself better and make better decisions about how you can move forward. The first thing I want people to understand, if they've struggled with the idea of failure, because I've had my fair share of it through bobsleigh and American football and business, is that everything has a price. If you're not willing to pay that price, then you're probably not going to get the thing. So we understand this in fitness, that if you're not willing to hurt a little bit in the process, you're probably not going to get a result. If you're not willing to change what you eat, you're probably not willing to lose fat. So if you understand your goal, but you're not willing to pay the price, then you don't get the thing. And it doesn't matter if you're upset by it, if you get emotional about failure, or whether you need to do the right things. All that matters is nature has a thing that you need to do to achieve the other thing, and that applies across the board. One of those things is that you will probably have to sacrifice the certainty, the comfort, the repetitive to get something different, to get something new. The issue is that is risky. If you are doing something that you don't fully know about, you've never done it before, there's an element of like, well, what's going to happen? I can tell you with 100% certainty, unless you're very lucky, that you're going to fail. You're going to do badly. And that's the first step. The price for success, for reaching your goals, is failure, is risk, is uncertainty. That's just how it works. But you have to be willing to give up who you are now to get the you of the future, or to get the thing you want. And that's another key aspect, is growth requires you to make that sacrifice for your comfort, to say yes to failure, yes to risk, to open the possibility of something new, to open the possibility of something better. Because if you don't have that, if you don't make that sacrifice, if you don't accept it, then you're never going to achieve it. If you don't give up your comfort and where you are right now, you are closing. The sacrifice for that comfort is the possibility of something new. Another key thing to understand. So that actually covers, I meant to have much better structure around this, but those are the 3 key main things, is that sacrifice is necessary. Giving up some comfort, not all of it, is necessary to grow. And you have to fail. You have to take every step one at a time. You don't get to do things perfectly. So if you have an issue with perfection, or an issue with trying to get things perfect the first time, and you're not willing to accept less than that, then yes, you're not going to grow, because you're not willing to fail. And that leads me to the number 4. And I've realized there's more things because my mind's going whirring with it, is that confidence in the future, if you're willing to step out your comfort zone and this type of thing, you don't get the knowledge before you've had the lesson. Like, you could understand 100% about fitness, but if you've never done it, you've never taken any steps, you're still not going to be confident. It comes with evidence. So if you want to be confident, you have to be willing to go through failure. That's the price. You have to be willing to have done it so much and failed so much that you know 100% what doesn't work. It happened with Thomas Edison. It happened with, you know what, that's the only guy I know, but I know so many people out there fail first, improve a little bit. The Wright brothers, there we go, fail first, And through all the iterations of failing, we understand what does work and we get our confidence. So that leads me to the next point, is that we're actually quite entitled. We're so lucky that because of all the internet and everything like that, we can actually fail really quickly. We can see what works and we can see what others have done so easily. We don't have to read through whole books. I can talk into ChatGPT and he'll give me the right answer. It's a he now. Yeah, it's evolving. So if I can get all the information, I think what part of the problem is that we feel we can just get it right first time, and we can't. Even with all the information, we still have to go through the lesson to get the knowledge. And that's going to involve failure. Every failure is a step forward to reach success, to reach your goals, to reach, whether it's your physique goals or your strength goals or your speed goals or athleticism or business-wise. If you're not willing to take the risk, take the gamble, then there is no opportunity for growth. I'm trying to keep these videos a little bit shorter because that's the feedback I've had, so I'm gonna do my best. But the last thing I wanted to talk about is all of these concepts together: the fear of failure, having to sacrifice, giving up your comfort, and what was the last thing? Building confidence after. You don't get that before. It's not how it works. Is the cognitive dissonance. Is that a lot of people will not see where they are right now. But nature doesn't care if you'd like, oh, I wish that I could sit at home and eat what I like and do what I want, and then I'll get in shape. Nature doesn't care. The laws of the universe don't care about that. You have certain things you need to do to achieve the result. And if you're not willing to accept them, which is failure, your feedback is that actually what you're doing right now isn't working for you to move forward. So you have to try something else. That's why failure is the most necessary step for growth, fitness and life-wise. So if you cannot accept where you are right now and be as unemotional about it and logical, then you're not going to move forward. Because what you need at where you are right now is very different to what you need if you were at any other stage of your life or if you were a very different person. So getting as clear an image of who you are is the best thing you can do. And that's going to come from other people. If you can't listen to people, if you can't hear what the world is telling you, people, your current failures, which I have to reword that. It's not failure. They're just feedback. If you're getting feedback that actually what you're doing isn't working, you need to change it. And that's where the growth comes in. There's actually 4 main growth zones that you need to go through to get to success. First zone you're in right now is probably comfort. If you can't get past the comfort, then yeah, there's no growth. Just outside that comfort zone is fear. What will people say? What if I don't achieve it? What if I don't get it right? And you have to go through that to get to the learning zone. And the sooner you can take the action rather than waiting for your belief to build so strong and your motivation to build so strong, just taking the action, no matter how you feel, is how you get to the learning zone. Because feelings are going to be there. You're going to be scared. And you have to get through them to be able to get to that, to get to the learning. Once you're in the learning zone, that's where all the magic happens. You get a better idea. You encounter problems, but because you've got that momentum, you work past them. And lastly is that growth zone, where you're in a new phase, you understand more, and that's your new comfort zone. Comfort zone's a little bit bigger. So you're going to need to do something else to further expand. All right? But you cannot do that if you can't accept where you are, you're not willing to give things up, and you're trying to be confident before you've done the thing. You have to do the thing first. People want to believe they can do it before they've taken the action. It doesn't work like that. You need to act first to get that belief. So if you need more motivation or guidance around fitness or life, watch some of my other videos, or head to my website, read some of the blogs I have. Follow me on Instagram at Mark Sabansky. My goal of this whole channel is I'm going to speak to one person in every video, one at a time, till I change the world.